People, as a comedian, a lot of people keep saying, they troll us online and say things like, why don't you leave the country? I thought it was a pretty good idea, so I'm planning a family vacation. I just want to mention here quickly, they didn't say don't come back, just say leave the country. Leave the country. All the week that wasn't. Folks, some really terrible, sad, tragic news. Our director, Kunal Vijayekar, no, not like that. Retired. He's retired. Sorry, I should have set that up a little better. My fault. Well, he turned 58 2 days ago, so for God's sake, he should have retired. That's what I was trying to say, nothing else. Not so bad. Time. At the Chintan Shivir in Udaipur, the Congress party took several key decisions and adopted resolutions to revamp the organization, including 3 key decisions. One, which was to continue as a political party. I thought that was a really important one. Although after the last decade or so, some members were pushing for making the Congress into an LLP, limited liability partnership. Liability is a very strong word in Indian politics. Anyway, the 3 important points the Congress came up with were, number 1, no person will hold a party position for more than 5 years. The party also approved 50% representation for SCs, STs, OBCs and minorities at all levels of the Congress organization. Also, maybe to abandon the plank of secularism, as this is not translating into votes, so what's the point here? That makes sense. What is secularism? Who is doing this secularism? It will take you nowhere in life. I'm against it. Devasham Pillai, who embraced Christianity and became the first Indian layman to be declared a saint by Pope Francis and the Vatican. Now, Devasham in the 18th century converted to Christianity and fought against casteism. Yes, that's right. In the 18th century India, we were actually fighting against casteism, unlike right now. Right now, nobody, it's more about Hindi versus Telugu and that kind of thing. It's not changed, yaar. Devasham will be known as a saint in Europe, but in India, his descendants may be persecuted because he converted. No? Cultures are different. So last Monday, during a total lunar eclipse, the moon turned red color, as you can see. Sitaram Yechuri was said to have exclaimed, "Finally something in our favor." Vladimir Putin's medical team says he's very ill and with blood cancer. Zelensky said apparently the first part was already known. Let him say something, bichara. He's getting pounded into a stupid wall. He can talk back. Of course, he didn't actually say that. Kunal Kamra said that. Let's blame one guy. Now, why should everybody take the bullet? Last Monday witnessed a miracle in India. Petrol and diesel prices did not change the entire day. Yeah, small things keep me happy, as my wife says. Lots more coming up, but first the headlines. Indigo Airlines hauled up. Sri Lanka has a new Prime Minister. And staying with new Prime Ministers, so has France. Also the very latest from the IPL. Okay, before we go into the top story, which is about airline culture, I want to quickly mention that I have my own share of problems when I travel on a plane. Just recently, last week, I remember, a lady was staring at me while I was sitting in my seat, like it was her seat, that aggressive stare. Only after 5 seconds, I realized it's my wife and it was her seat. But the point is, it's a difficult area. You're emotional, you're not thinking correctly. So let's go to our top story. Indigo Airlines is in trouble after a DGCA panel found the airline at fault for the inappropriate handling of a child with special needs. I'm sorry, this sounds a little vulgar, but it's really a horrible story. Apparently, the ground staff had refused to allow a child who was in the throes of hunger, we are quoting, in the throes of hunger, thirst, anxiety and confusion, and his family to board the flight, claiming that he was in a state of panic and posed a threat to other passengers. Joining us to discuss this is the alleged spokesperson of the Airline Ground Staff Association, Miss Fatima. Maybe it's a printing error. Miss Fatima Suarez. I don't know if it's the same one. I'll have to find out because as far as I know, she flies with Air India. She's what we call a veteran. No, a super veteran would be a better way of putting it. Let's find out. Fatima Suarez?
Hi, man, Cyrus, man. Where you been, man? Long time no see, huh?
I am feeling happy to see you, although I'm not able to break into a smile yet. But I couldn't be certain till I saw you that it was actually you.
I see, you saw, we see, saw. What you're playing with me, man? It's only me now, Fatima Suarez. But why all this formality, man? You just call me what you normally call me, na baga? Short for Fatima Suarez.
Yeah, of course. Fatso. Yes. Yeah, I like saying that. I'll keep saying that. Fatso. I'm so sorry I didn't say Fatso as a mark of respect in the beginning. So, Fatso,
Yes.
tell me.
Tell me. What do you want to know now?
Yeah. Fatso, you are now the alleged spokesperson of the Airline Ground Staff Association. But when did you stop flying?
You know, these bloody low-cost airlines have strict rules now. They found out that I don't fit in the rules, so they bloody grounded me only.
So, what rules do the low-cost airlines have that you're talking about?
They have all these restrictions, the men, on this weight of bags and all now.
Of course, yes.
They refuse only to let me carry any bags on the board, only men. They said excess bag is not allowed.
But you should carry the right amount of weight. I mean, you should.
The bags were not the problem, men. I was the excess baggage. It was 20 kilos of bags plus 130 kilos of my own weight only. That was the problem.
Plus, you also have handles, so I can understand. I know where you're going with that. I see. Go on.
So, they made me ground staff. Now, less danger to passengers now, man.
Okay, but I wanted to talk to you about this Indigo issue and the passenger with special needs.
You see, Cyrus is very wrong, okay? Very wrong. We were always taught that people with special needs must be treated specially. Like how I treat you, na man? You tell me,
Yeah, that's the right attitude.
You know, different people with special needs have different special needs, no? So you need to understand, no? To understand all those people needs, no?
Well, yes,
Like,
but...
you know, like, I tell you, like we get all those bloody VIP men, no? VIP, special needs.
VIPs with special needs, what are you talking about?
Like, you know, all the VIPs, no, they come and then they want to sit in the first row only, and they sit in the first row, and as soon as they sit down, they ask for water. What kind of rubbish is this, man?
No, listen, I'm not talking about those special needs.
I know, man, Baga, I know. Let me finish now.
Okay, fine. Go on.
Then those same VIPs, Bagas, now have other special needs also. Like, I tell you, like on low-cost airline, when everybody is paying for their food, these people want free food.
No, I don't think you've understood. You've misunderstood me.
I know, man, Baga, let me talk now. They all have special needs. Like, as soon as we start the food service, man, and the meal trolley is blocking the passage, these VIPs want to get up and go and use the loo, man.
No, Baba, I'm not talking about those kind of special needs. It's
You're not letting me talk only, Cyrus. I know exactly what you're talking to me, man.
Okay. But I'm talking about people with special needs.
I am also talking about that only, men. Like when some passengers come up to some of the younger cabin crew and ask them, hey, before this, did you work for Virgin?
It's a little unnecessary what you're trying to do there, and I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say.
I understand everything, man, I understand. Although I've never understood why no passenger, when I used to fly, ever asked me whether I work for Virgin or not. Never know.
They possibly don't like communicating these days. It's all because of the pandemic and anxiety and pressure of the modern world. I'm talking about something else which you're not following. I'm talking about passengers with special needs.
So am I, man.
No. I'm talking about that child passenger who the airline refused to allow on the plane because he was in the throes of hunger, thirst, anxiety and confusion.
In the throes of hunger, thirst and anxiety and confusion? Chairman, what's so new about that, man?
What do you mean?
Have you ever been on a low-cost airline? Each and every one of the bloody passengers are in throes of hunger, thirst and anxiety and confusion, man.
Fatima, one personal request here as we say bye to you. A big fan of your coming on our show is our director Kunal Vijayekar. He turned 58 this week. So could you just wish him happy birthday, maybe blow him a kiss?
Hey, is he married, man? Is he married?
With great difficulty, we haven't been able to find anyone.
I'll sing happy birthday for him. Happy birthday to you. Give his number now. I'll give my number to him otherwise.
That was beautifully put, very eloquent, and I couldn't have used better phrasing myself. Thank you so much. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. That was Fatima Suarez asking and wishing Kunal Vijayekar happy birthday. This is the kind of morons that work on our show. Okay, amidst violent protests over the worst economic crisis in the island nation, Mahinda Rajapaksa was forced to resign and Ranil Wickremesinghe sworn in as Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister. No, they are not in the IPL, in case the names sound familiar. Let's speak to the new Sri Lankan PM's alleged aide, Mr. Satish Manjotia.
Randamul.
Hello, sir.
Sorry. Yes, Satish Manjotya. But I'm known by my nickname,
Which is...
SNM.
I see. S&M. Speaking of names, Satish Manjotya, that doesn't sound Sinhalese.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm an Indian.
You're Indian.
Yes, see, when I was 9, I went for a family vacation to Colombo.
And
My parents left me behind.
what? They forgot to take you back?
Yes, let's go with that.
Okay. Let's now ask the big question. How is the new PM going to salvage Sri Lanka?
Well, there is a plan in place which is already a step from the last PM
Who had no plan.
and no place. All the places are occupied by his family members.
Ah, good point you're bringing up, sir. The bane of subcontinental politics is nepotism. So please illustrate, if you will, what this plan is, this new plan.
For one thing, we are selling Sri Lankan Airlines.
It's a start, I guess, but not. I mean, how much will you get for that? Any bidders?
Yes, three bidders: Russia, North Korea, and what's left of Al Qaeda.
I see.
Actually, four. Actually, my pardon, my fault. Actually, four. But the fourth one, we aren't taking too seriously.
Why? Who's that?
Who's that? Some Vijay Mallya, I think.
Yeah, don't go into that. That's enough. Fine. Thank you. Naam to suna hi hoga. That's good.
Then we will print money to pay salaries.
Oh, what are you saying? You'll just create paper money?
Yes. We got that idea from Indian government.
No, I can't understand this. What are you saying?
So India came up with the demonetization. This is the opposite of that.
Opposite. Monetization.
No. Remonetization.
Remonetization. We give them demonetization, they give us remonetization. Kya baat hai? And only one little strait of water between the two of us. Okay, any other features?
Yes. We will sell our IPL players permanently to BCCI.
I see, like Hasaranga, Chamira, Rajapaksa.
Yes, the last one you mentioned is the good Rajapaksa. Just to clarify,
Oh, good you're clarifying. I know that's a dangerous name to have on the island right now. People are angry. But interesting plan you're pointing out in place. Any other point there?
Yes. When you owe money from a source, the best way to pay back that source by borrowing more money from the same source.
Okay, in order to pay off the initial loan from the same source.
And it's the endless cycle of borrowing without ever completing full payment. It's very safe. Designed by India, perfected by Pakistan.
And now practiced by Sri Lanka. Anyway, great stuff. I'll end with congratulations to your new PM, Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Why don't you say what all Wickremesinghe's friends, family and loyal supporters said when he was appointed PM?
What did they say?
Bad luck.
That's just what they say when they watch the show. I think you misunderstood that completely, sir. Anyway, thank you so much. I love the accent. Indian guy who grew up in Colombo. And I don't know where exactly that accent came from, but this is the globalization of the world. Where you can
This accent came from my very good teacher. He taught me this accent.
Who is this teacher?
Lord Kunal Vijayakar.
Ah, did you know, sir, it's his birthday today?
Oh, yes. Happy birthday.
Oh, why didn't we go with the other thing? Bad luck.
No, that's other 364 days. For this day, it's a happy birthday. 364 days, it's that only.
Excellent. All right, folks, on that great piece of news, we're going to take a break while I assemble the actors for a disciplinary hearing, because this kind of behavior cannot be tolerated on a professional show, which we are not. We'll take a break, then we'll come back. Welcome back to the week that wasn't, and this week has been a bit of a sad week in the history of India. This is the week where Kunal Vijayakar was born in 1964. Yes. Most of you can't even count that far. Leave it. Don't even get into it. Kitna saal ho gaya, this, that, the other. It's like a vintage car. Only thing is, human beings, they don't become vintage, they just become relics. Totally different. All right, blistering heat continued to sizzle Delhi last week. On Sunday, the maximum temperatures in Delhi touched 49 degrees Celsius. And finally, we have something to blame the centre's wrong decisions on. I think it makes sense. We actually could have gone over 50, but the capacity of the instrument is such that it blows up after 49, so we don't know. Yeah. SRK Shah Rukh Khan has penned a note for his daughter Suhana on her acting debut with The Archies. Yes. Oh, by the way, I auditioned for the Archies, true story, I swear, but was rejected. They said, and I'm again going to quote here, that you're a bit too old to play Pop Tate. Too old to play Pop Tate. Kunal ka picture dikhao? Shall I show you? It's all relative, guys. It's all relative. Folks, a word of caution. Next weekend, please stay indoors. Firstly, the heat will be at its absolute peak. Secondly, COVID is slowly making a mini comeback. And lastly, there's this terrible piece of news. You don't want to catch that. I mean, life sucks anyway. You don't want to watch that stupid show, all right? Of a 58-year-old man trying to act like a woman for 40 minutes. It's just not worth it. It's horrible. It's terrible. Speaking of man trying to be a woman, let's move on with the show. French President Emmanuel Macron this week named Labour Minister Elizabeth Borne as Prime Minister to lead his ambitious reform plans. The first woman, folks, to head the French government in over 30 years. So let's meet her alleged aide-de-camp. It's a French phrase and I can say it correctly. Aide-de-camp, or as we say in Gurgaon, aide-de-camp. Elizabeth Borne. Bonjour, madame. Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour, s'il vous plaît, namaste, bon voyage, bonsoir, beaucoup, beaucoup. Hello, hello.
Congratulations. Let's talk about the new PM, Elizabeth Borne.
Wait. First she was Elizabeth, then she was Bern.
Hold on there. I just want to check on my accent meter, which I keep under the desk. It sounds more like a Chinese-ish accent. Very odd, but I'll go on with this show because there's no other work for me. Go on.
You see, Emmanuel Macron shows her, and that's why she was born into Prime Minister. Born.
Going towards Japanese, I feel at this point. Going towards Japan. So the first female Prime Minister in 30 years.
Merci beaucoup. But you know, President Macron.
What about President Macron?
He is a ladies' man, so he was bound to happen.
The French politicians can be ladies' men and everybody thinks it's great. Here in India, they put you in jail just thinking about a lady or a lad. You shouldn't think about either. But yeah, I think the world agrees we need more women leaders, the woman's touch, the healing touch, that kind of thing.
Oui. That is true as long as we do the touching.
Don't judge the gender by one or two people, of course. Got that. But Elizabeth, this was a long time coming.
Yes. Long time. Frankly, it was quite embarrassing.
What do you mean by embarrassing?
We all the third world country like Pakistan, Bangladesh, I've already had a female PM.
India?
Of course, India, although I would not like to call Manmohan Singh a female Prime Minister.
I meant Mrs. Gandhi, for God's sake.
Oui, of course, Mrs. Gandhi. So, about time France at least caught up with third world.
Your words, not mine, but can you tell us how this played out? How the events leading to the final act of actually naming Elizabeth as PM went?
You see, Elizabeth was alone with the President Macron.
Yeah?
And the Macron, he was feeling hot. So he took off his tie and said, I'm hot. And Elizabeth, who was standing right next to him, said, Me too.
What?
He seemed to panic. And then Macron insisted that Elizabeth become Prime Minister. Life is funny that way.
Wow, that's a fantastic story. And we heard it from the horses. What's a female horse? The mare's mouth. Literally. Fantastic. Wow. I got to quickly say, folks, as we say bye to Elizabeth, thank you for being on the show.
Awuka. Let's go. Bye.
Sometimes the authenticity of our characters are being questioned because the accents are all over the place. This, I thought, was very real. It wasn't French, Japanese or Chinese. It's still to be discovered, this country that's being represented. And I think that originality has to be accepted. Now, let's bring you a quick personal insight into Kunal Vijaykar's 58th birthday party. The Aadhaar card I dropped on the floor. I know it's the age and everything is written there. And let me tell you, folks, this birthday party was attended by SRK, Amitabh Bachchan, Priyanka Chopra, Rohit Sharma, Ranbir Kapoor. I mean, the list of celebrities, I'm not sure if Johnny Depp made it because he was still in court, but everyone was there. Let's take a look. What happened? Where's Amitabh? Where's SRK? Where's Ranbir? Where's...
Not come. No one came.
Disgusting. I mean, they're so typical of Bollywood and VIP types of India. They replied in the affirmative. They said they will come and then they don't show up. Typical VIPs. Typical.
No, they never got invitation.
What are you saying? They never got the invitation? Why not? Why not? Matosh, tell me the truth. Why not?
He forgot to press send.
Sorry. Happy birthday.
Another birthday gone. Can't bring them back. How many more are left? Pata nahi. That's one huge blow to mankind. Not just to him, to mankind, I would say. Hurts me here. Having trouble breathing. I can feel everything going to pieces all over my body, head to toe. But it's still IPL season, and we are talking about the IPL. We've neglected our fans this season a little bit. They want to be known. Their voices must be heard. Here they are.
Yes, yes, Hyderabad, come on, yes. एक सिक्स और चाहिए बस. One more sixer. Boundary. अरे यार.
Brother Gopal, एक बात बताओ.
हाँ, बोलो.
See, you are not from Andhra.
Correct.
हाँ? और तेलंगाना का नहीं है.
अरे नहीं यार.
और you don't speak the Telugu.
अरे नहीं यार. मैं क्यों तेलुगु बोलूँ?
इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. Are you or any of your family members from Hyderabad?
ना.
Do you have business interests in Telangana or Andhra?
अरे नहीं बाबा, नहीं, nothing.
तो फिर बताओ यार. Why the hell are you supporting Hyderabad Sunrisers?
भैया चेन्नई, कलकत्ता, मुंबई, इसमें से हैदराबाद ही है ना जिसको चेयर कर सकते हैं.
Why bro? Why?
अरे यार, because हैदराबाद is the only non-BJP state team left ना. चलो, come on, yes, हैदराबाद.
एक minute. What about Delhi? Kejriwal is in charge of Delhi.
केजरीवाल के ऊपर कौन है?
Hyderabad!
Yes, come on.
We get lots of letters, mostly asking us why you're continuing with the show. But occasionally, somebody writes, where's Kaniz? Because they're missing her. She was the backbone of the show. She was the only actual professional we had because Gopal only does this when he's feeling sick for some reason. So, Kaniz was that big professional. Where is she? What's happening to her? Well, she's pursuing her dreams in America right now. She's standing for presidential candidate, apparently, for the Republican Party or stand-up comedy or something, one of the two. But the point is, we miss her, you miss her. So here's a tribute to Kaniz during cricket season. Take a look. Baba, I'm so tense about the game, man.
Yeah, but what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're wearing your lucky pink shirt.
I'm wearing
right?
my lucky pink shirt. I will not take it off. You got the watch?
I'm wearing it.
On the same time for the Indo-Pak match when we won?
Absolutely.
Superb.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
All the best. Come on,
Yes.
India. Come on.
Let's watch.
Come on, hurry up. The match is going to start.
Auntie, how are you? I think so. Your mother-in-law is dead.
Right. She passed away during the Indo-Pak match, man. And after she died, India won.
Oh, so why have you kept her body?
Hey, Baba, she's lucky for India. We have to keep her body. We can't move her till March 29 final day.
Keep her. Give her also the chips, yeah?
I don't want to change anything from last time. Let it be your side now.
So let her be on India side.
Raju, Mummy ji ko uthao. Folks, as we end the show, I want you to look inside your souls and ask the question, on your 58th birthday, were you alone? If you were not, and I know we have an older audience, if you were not, then show some compassion, show some empathy, some sympathy, some sensitivity to one of the greatest and finest Indians that has walked the earth, Kunal's neighbor, because he has to see him entering every day and shouting at people and behaving badly. Kunal's neighbor, Mr. Punjabi, we support you. I don't know his first name because, you know, Kunal, he's not neighborly. So, kya pata hai naam kya hoga? He's not even sent him a gift. Not this Diwali, not last Diwali, nothing. It doesn't matter. So, cheers to everybody and we'll see you next week with a brand new Kunal Vijayakar 58 batting. Don't worry. Let's roll.
करूया का माझं थोडं स्किन टोन गोरं कर ना ग्रुप
I am here, Cyrus. I'll be with you.
फनी बात है मेरी विग.
इज करेक्ट इज बैड इंग्लिश इज गुड
Happy birthday, very old man. Happy birthday to you.
थैंक यू